Don, can you check if I'm live real quick? Good morning, everyone.
800-215-5141.
Popped up yet.
That's 800-215-5141.
USA's Wendy King takes a look
Yeah, right
at
there.
how Mother's Day began.
It's
Okay,
Mother's
good.
Day weekend, and the history of the holiday has some interesting beginnings. Suffragist and writer Julia Ward Howe first suggested the idea of Mother's Day in the U.S. in 1872. Howe was a pacifist and saw the holiday as a chance to unite women and rally for peace. For many years, she held an annual Mother's Day meeting in Boston. West Virginia activist Anna Jarvis is credited with creating the
Here we
holiday.
go. Oh, it was 2 weeks ago?
Jarvis
Wow.
campaigned for a national observance of the holiday in honor of her mother, who was a community health advocate. Her mother had organized
They're bringing
several
back the
Mother's
Hull
Day
Ferry.
clubs that addressed child rearing and
Talk about
public health
that.
issues.
Oh, yeah?
Later,
Yeah.
Jarvis said
Right.
she was
Yeah,
disappointed
I think they already brought it back
rural and greedy card companies
for
capitalized
2
on the
weeks.
holiday.
2 weeks ago.
She said she regretted
Long-awaited
starting it. It became an
MBTA
official US
extension
holiday
stays
in
on
1914
track.
when President Woodrow Wilson proclaimed the second
Open
Sunday in May
part of the
as
Green
a
Line
day
extension
to
this
celebrate our
October.
mothers. At first, people wrote letters to
Okay.
their mothers.
This-
Right, Angel?
Cards, presents,
Yeah.
and
Okay,
flowers
got
were
it.
incorporated
Okay.
into the tradition. From the USA Radio News Pacific Northwest Bureau, I'm Wendy King.
Severe weather predicted for Missouri and parts of East Texas and the South for this Mother's Day. Storm warnings continue across the South as we get into the week. Sun and partial clouds for the Great Lakes and Midwest tomorrow and Tuesday. For USA Radio News, I'm Brandon Gunzel.
The opinions expressed on this program are those of the host and do not express the views of WVBF ownership or Hometown Talk Radio. Content aired on all programs are those of the host and their guests. Hey, Joey, what's happening?
You're a red mic.
I mean,
As
what's
always,
happening in Middleboro and
so
surrounding
that up.
towns? It's time for the Middleboro Week in Review.
Phone's
with
up in
your
a minute,
host, Joey
but
Driscoll.
let me just
Stay tuned
make
for
sure
news.
we're on the air first.
Middleboro News, here on AM 1530 WVBF. Hey, Joey, what's happening?
And good morning, everyone, and welcome to Middleboro in Review. Today is the 9th of May. Today is Mother's Day. I want to wish everyone a great Mother's Day today. Today is a very sunny day, no clouds in the sky. Beautiful day to go out, take a walk as well. So it's a very nice day here, May 9th, Mother's Day.
Short sleeve shirt this morning for both of us.
Very, very nice out today, yes. So we got just a laid-back show today. We don't have a lot of topics to talk about. We will talk a little bit about our Today in Histories in depth today, because last week we did that, and it worked out very well. We thought that we should be doing that going forward, talking about our Today in Histories a little bit more in depth. We have a press release from Senator Mark Pacheco to read as well. And we have some MBTA news, some Green Line news as well to talk about, and some sports. And we're going to open up the phone lines to ask this particular question: what does Mother's Day mean to you? That is our question for the audience today. Is what does Mother's Day mean to you? That we're going to open up the phone lines for that. So, weather. Let's check on the weather. 44 degrees in Middleboro. Sunny, not a cloud in the sky, and there's not a cloud in the sky here in Taunton either. But we'll get to Taunton in just a second. 68 for the high today. 59 tomorrow for the high with some rain. And 44 for the low on both today, tonight, coming up, and tomorrow night. Taunton has 42 degrees currently and a high of 68. Tomorrow, high of 59 with a low of 45. Driscoll, North Dakota, 31 degrees below freezing. actually. Below the 32 degree mark, or wherever it is, that it's going to be classified as below the mark of freezing. So it's 31 degrees, and so it's cold. There may be some frost on the grass if you're going out this morning in Driscoll, North Dakota. 50. What was that?
That's
Don?
if you're in Driscoll, North Dakota.
Yes.
That's if you happen to be listening in Driscoll, North Dakota.
31, just a little on the cold side this morning.
Not here, but in Driscoll,
Yes.
North Dakota.
57 for the high in Driscoll, North Dakota. And in Driscoll, Texas, 77 currently, 97 for the high today with some rain in the forecast. 92 tomorrow for the high, and that is Driscoll, Texas. Okay, we have a press release to read from Senator Pacheco, and it reads this. Dean of the Massachusetts Senate, which is Mark Pacheco, has announced that the regional COVID-19 vaccination site at Bridgewater State University has received both final state approval and a supply of vaccines for public distribution. The finalized vaccination site is the culmination of careful planning by a regional collaborative of local leaders from the town of Bridgewater, Bridgewater State University, and 8 other municipalities: Abington, Easton, East Bridgewater, Halifax, Middleboro, Plimpton, Raynham, and West Bridgewater. And that will be starting, the vaccinations will be starting at Bridgewater State University tomorrow, May 10th. Although pre-registration for the Bridgewater State Regional site has not yet gone live, again, I'm not sure if that is still the case. This was sent to me on Thursday, so pre-registration may already be available, so I would check the Commonwealth's online scheduling system to see if the pre-registration is available for tomorrow's opening of the Bridgewater State University vaccination site. Massachusetts residents who would like to sign up for an appointment at the new Bridgewater State University regional vaccination site, when available, are advised to periodically check the following link: www.mass.gov/info, and also it will take you to a link where it goes to pre-register for a COVID-19 vaccination appointment. And also there's some general information that you can go to on that site as well for locations, resources, and requirements as well. And there's also more information on the Bridgewater site, the Bridgewater State University site, on the vaccination site. So that site is www.bridgew.edu, and that is the Bridgewater State University site for more information on where you can go to get the vaccination in Bridgewater. All right, we have a lot of other things to talk about too. Don wants to say something, and we're gonna do this just before the end of the first break. But I am gonna do one other thing here real quick. The ghost tours, and I talked about this on Thursday. There are ghost tours coming up in Middleboro. Public ghost tours and historic tours offered at the Oliver House, which will be coming up on May 22nd. The Oliver House will open its doors to all novice paranormal investigators for an evening of ghost tours. Discover some of the estate's haunted happenings as seasoned investigators lead you through the halls of the house. No prior experience is necessary. You may bring your own cameras or devices, but the equipment will be provided if you do not have any. Tour times 6 to 8:30 p.m. and 9 to 11:30 p.m. Tickets are $25 per person. And you can get your tickets at oliverestate.eventbrite.com, and all of the proceeds will be used to support the upkeep of the Oliver House. Also, May 15th, there will be free historic tours of the house and the gardens. Tour times begin at 12 and 2:30 p.m. So that is May 15th, and I believe the next day as well. There's mention of 2 days here. Space is limited. You must reserve your spot ahead of time, and you can get your tickets at Eventbrite at the same website, oliverestate.eventbrite.com, and also donations will go to the upkeep of the house. And if you have any questions, contact Middleboro Tourism at discovermiddleboro@gmail.com. Visit the Oliver House Facebook page at facebook.com/OliverHouseMA or call 774-766-6335. The Oliver House is located at 445 Plymouth Street in Middleboro. So that is always a good thing when you have these kind of events going on, especially at the Oliver House. I haven't been to the Oliver House personally, but I do live pretty close to it. So I may want to go at some point.
You should, as a WVPF
Definitely.
celebrity.
I definitely should try to go at some point. I live really close to it. I live like 2 minutes down the road. So
You should just go then.
yeah, so I might at some point.
WVVF shirt. And go check it out.
Yeah, so that's always a good thing to keep events going on here during the pandemic. Of course, there was no Herring Run
There
Festival,
was nothing last year.
and this year as well. There was no Herring Run Festival.
You're gonna start seeing things open up a little bit. Heron Festival's early, so I mean, I think anything in like the latter part of the summer, I think as long as the numbers go and we don't have any more problems, more people are getting vaccinated. I got my first shot
Yep.
on Thursday at Gillette Stadium, and it was in and out. Actually, my appointment was for 7 o'clock, and I read on the big bulletin board when I pulled in the parking lot they're taking walk-ins. So I said, oh, I got there early. Of course, I didn't know if I was gonna hit traffic because I was coming from Quincy. For me, working in Quincy, I thought it was easier just to jump on 95 and go to Foxborough. It was in 20 minutes. So I get there. In the parking lot, I'm an hour early, so I'm saying, whatever, I'll look at my phone and whatnot. And I read the sign, walk-ins available too. So I walked in and they said, yeah, come on in, yeah, we'll take you. And it was kind of quiet. We took the escalator right up and hung out, and I was there real quick. She asked me a few questions. Actually, when you go down, before you even go up on the escalator, I had the appointment on my phone. They checked it out. They asked you a series of questions. If you tested positive for COVID-19, if you were sick or had a fever or whatnot, 4 basic questions. And then I sat down right away. Got these staff members with these green paddles. It's cool. It's really cool. Remember, Joe?
Yeah, that was
the
cool.
green paddle. They kind of make it fun in a way. So we walk in. I sat down immediately. Talked to this nurse. She was a real nice nurse, nice woman. I don't think I got her name, but she was, 12-hour shift. I asked her how long she worked. So 12 hours is the norm for most nurses. So I hear you. My cousin was a nurse, cousin Elizabeth, and I know a lot of the nurses, they work very hard. It's a very difficult job. They work a lot of hours. I got it in the, it was the Moderna vaccine, left arm, in and out, and then you walk out to another representative or another staff member, and they ask you how long. The nurse said you 15 minutes. They give you a card, and then I walked outside and looked over, and the New England Revolution was practicing. Got to watch that for 15 minutes, right? And I'm watching this goalie on the left side, and he's getting screamed at by the coach.
by Bruce Arians, yeah.
And I'm not sure if it was because they have different coaches.
Yeah.
Oh
It
my
might have been. It might have been
God,
Bruce.
He was just
Arians.
unbelievable. I just listened to him get yelled at.
Yeah, I think they had a home game. I think this weekend. So
Yeah. Oh, really? So
I think so. They were practicing.
The
So
whole team was on the field, so it was cool. I had to wait my 15 minutes there, so I was outside and watching that, and I like going there because I get to get inside the stadium, which is cool.
yeah,
And technically, it was convenient for me because getting from, even though I live in Bridgewater, and that press release you read about Bridgewater State University, that's awesome for people who live in the area or whatnot. But for me, Gillette Stadium was more convenient than anything because it was after work. They were doing 7 o'clock. They work up to 7. So that was huge. That was a good experience, and I got my second shot on June 7th, and I believe you guys are coming up May
26th of
Yeah.
May.
So we'll go back there and whatever. Maybe we'll see the New England Revolutionary game there. Whatever. Not
The
game,
Revolution. Yeah,
the
there will be practices.
Yeah.
Depending if they have a home game.
Right.
They had. Before we take a break, let me go take a look here. What they were doing this past weekend. They were taking on Nashville.
Okay.
Nashville, I believe that is soccer club.
All right.
And that was a loss. They did lose that one, 2-0. We'll have some other sports during the sports segment. There is baseball for Middleboro coming up as well. That is back in business. The baseball team is back in business. So we'll talk about that as well. So it's 7:22 a.m. You're listening to Middleboro Review, 1530 a.m., 99.7 FM. You're listening to us also on TuneIn, WVBF 1530. You'll find us on TuneIn. Also, YouTube, Middleboro in Review. Facebook, Middleboro in Review. You'll find the show. And there's a lot of other great shows here on WVBF after me as well, which we'll highlight coming out after the break here. It's May 9th. It's Mother's Day. And this is Middleboro in Review. That's the open. What?
Joey, what's up?
That's the open. Why am I playing the open?
Is this your first day?
No. I just didn't realize I was playing the open.
You need to focus, Joe.
My bad.
You need to focus.
Alright. My bad. Okay, here we go. Okay. I didn't flip it over. I didn't
If I do that, deliver an oil, I'm gonna spill it.
I know.
I mean, you've been working on this for 4 years. You should never make a mistake on
Right.
it, ever. Everyone on Facebook can watch it screw up. Focus.
Combat Veterans Association is an association of combat veterans from all branches of the United States Armed Forces who ride motorcycles as a hobby. Our mission is to support those who have defended our country and freedoms. Our focus is to help veteran care facilities provide a warm meal, clothing, shelter, and guidance, or simply to say thank you and welcome home. We have members from nearly all 50 states and living abroad. Many members continue to serve in the armed forces, with several serving in
highlight one of the train histories here.
sponsor and or participate
Do the
in many motorcycle-related charity events each year, and as a
some
non-profit
adventure one.
organization, donate to various veteran care facilities
Coming up
and
here.
veteran charities.
7:25.
To learn more about the Combat Veteran Motorcycle Association and how you can join or support, please visit cvma2-2.org.
Hi,
this is Ray Brown, inviting you to tune in to Talkin' Birds, a show about wild birds, birding, and conservation, right here on WVBF, broadcasting from the Taunton Federal Credit Union studios at 14 Church Green. Join us for informative interviews and fun information about birds and birding. It's Talkin' Birds, Saturday mornings at 8 and Sunday mornings at 9, here on WVBF, AM 1530 and 99.7 FM.
Spark Street Auto Body, located at
Good.
48 Spark Street in Brockton, Massachusetts, offers the highest quality collision repair and complete auto
This is your
service
best
for your
commercial
car.
so far.
They are a direct repair shop for all major insurance companies. You should reach
I'd agree.
them at 508
I think I did well
14
with
You
this.
just hesitated at the end,
They're
though.
open
Eh.
Monday through
See,
Thursday,
you
8 to 5,
hesitated there.
and 8 to 4 on
Yeah.
Fridays. Call them
I think it was catching my
today.
breath.
You will not be disappointed.
I don't think it was hesitating. I think it was just catching my breath.
1495.
I don't think it was hesitating.
Hi, this is Jim Larkin.
I would know if it was hesitating.
No, but I'm still. It's just. There's a
I
delay.
think it was just me catching my breath.
Well, there's a
but-
delay there.
Yeah, I know.
Irish music, some folk, traditional
Catching my breath, which caused a delay.
Right.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
I'm probably just as bad as if I've been working in this business 30 years. I'm such a stickler.
right here on WVBF 1530 Taunton
Mistakes
Middle
happen.
and on the internet at
That's all.
hometowntalkradio.com.
You just gotta learn from it. Move on.
All right. That's good, but make sure you
Alright.
got fat thumbs today, so watch it. That's what Kenny calls fat thumbs. That's what
Thumbs
Kenny
aren't
calls,
that
that's
fat.
what Kenny calls fat thumbs when you mess up on the computer.
Thumbs aren't that fat.
Fat thumbs.
Alright. 3, 2, 1. And we're back here on Middleboro in Review.
You know what? You know what's funny? I deliver oil and I've been working for the same employer for forever. And his name's Ken. And he's awesome. He's the best guy to work for in the whole world. I wouldn't work for anybody else. And we have like a computer in our oil trucks in the cab. We have to put in the account number, price, whatnot, right? If there's a preset, you do that. And sometimes if you hit the wrong account number, hit the wrong price, which is fine because once it gets to the office always corrects it. You know, it's just it's the ticket. But he calls it fat thumbs. He says you get fat thumbs because you hit the wrong buttons. So I'm just let you know on that, Joe. Just something Kenny said about fat thumbs. So keep that in mind, right, buddy? You know,
Okay.
got it?
Done.
You got it?
Talk for a second. Talk for a
Yeah,
second
we're
because
we're talking about fat thumbs.
I'm getting today in history up that we want
Oh, really?
to talk about in detail.
But
So
you're acknowledging fat thumbs, right?
just 1 second here. Just
But you're acknowledging fat thumbs, right?
talk a little bit more
the
about
wisdom
something.
of Kenny's fat thumbs theory, right? All right. Just wanted to see, just wanted to get that clear, you know.
All right, we're good now. All right. I just needed to get something up. Right. So, the Sunshine Skyway Bridge collapse happened 41 years ago today, and we want to highlight about it. We want to talk about it, and we'll read this little thing here that I have for it. The southbound span, which was opened in 1971, the original bridge was destroyed at 7:38 a.m. on May 9th, 1980, when a freighter MV Summit Venture collided with a pier support column during a sudden squall, sending over 1,200 feet of the bridge plummeting into Tampa Bay. The collision caused 6 cars, a truck, and a Greyhound bus to fall 150 feet into the water, killing 35 people. One man, Wesley McIntyre, survived, although, contrary to belief, his Ford pickup truck did not land on the deck of the Summit Venture and roll into the water. Rather, it flew into The hull on the port side ricocheted off and sank. He sued the company that owned the ship, and settled in 1984 for $175,000. And there were some other drivers that were involved, including former MLB baseball player Granny Hamner, were able to stop their vehicles before reaching the gap in the roadway. And the aftermath, the Some Adventure disaster, the southbound span was used as a temporary fishing pier, and the northbound span was converted back to carry one lane in either direction until the current bridge opened. Before the old bridge was demolished and hauled away in barges, McIntyre, the only survivor in the collapse, was the last person to drive over it. He was accompanied by his wife, and when they reached the top of the bridge, they dropped 35 white carnations into the water, one for each person who had died in the disaster. Both the main spans of the intact northbound bridge and the damaged southbound bridge were demolished in 1993, and the approaches for both of the old spans were made into the Skyway Fishing Pier State Park. These approaches sit half a mile to the south and west of the current bridge. The approaches of the 1950s span were demolished in 2008. So that is a little bit about the Sunshine Skyway Bridge disaster that happened on May 9th, 1980.
What time did you say it happened at?
7:38 a.m.
7:32 now, so it's 41 years ago to the letter.
Thoughts, Don?
We did a show, and if you look back on his YouTube page, Middleboro Review, right? Spelled spelling B-O-R-O. December 1st, 2019 show, we pretty much spent a good half hour on that topic. So, we wanted to mention it a little bit, but we didn't want to get too detailed. It's Mother's Day. It's a happy occasion day, so we didn't want to really get too deep in it, right, Joe?
Yeah.
But I figured, it's 41 years almost to the second now. It's 7:33, so it's pretty close. And just need to acknowledge 41 years ago, 35 people perished when that bridge was collapsed and hit by that ship. And those people's memories can't be forgotten. I keep mentioning it. You never really hear much people talk about it, only in passing. But no one dedicates any time to it, just in passing. So that's good article that you read here. But December 1st, 2019, Middleboro Review Show. It's on YouTube. You check that out, and we got audio from the Coast Guard and the Some Adventure Captain and other people who were taking place in the rescue and the response. And it's the tense exchange between the captain and the Coast Guard officer is eerie. It's real time.
Yeah.
So if you can go back and if you do listen to Joey's old shows on Middleboro and Review, it's December 1st show, 2019. So it's a really good show.
Okay. And we'll have a couple of other today in histories that we will want to highlight. We'll have a couple of birthdays that we will want to highlight as well here in the second half of the show. I want to talk about blood drives. Halifax has a blood drive coming up on June the 4th, Friday from 9 to 2. It will be at the Halifax Town Hall, 499 Plymouth Street. And that is the second of a series of blood drives coming up in Halifax. The next one after that, Friday, August the 6th, Friday, October 15th, and Friday, November the 19th. All of those, again, 9 a.m. to 2 p.m. If you want to make an appointment, visit www.redcrossblood.org. Type in 02338 to find the zip code and make an appointment for a convenient time. Please give blood if you're able to do so. It's very important, especially during this time, the pandemic. The need for blood is more apparent and great than it has been in the past, and it's definitely more important now during the pandemic. It's always been important, but it is more important now because of the pandemic, and it is important to give blood if you are able to do so. All right.
I think it was smart to have the vaccination site. I mean, all the vaccination sites are popping up like gangbusters now everywhere. And but one of the first was Gillette Stadium, and I thought that was smart because I wanted to get inside Gillette Stadium again. That was part of my excuse for going there, even though it's a little drive. Technically, it was more convenient for me when I left work in Quincy on Thursday because I just went right there. But I thought that was smart just because people want to get inside they want to get inside and they get to sit over the field while they wait 15 minutes, and that was pretty exciting for me. So that was a good draw. That was smart because I think a lot of people wanted to go out and they wanted to get vaccinated, sure. They wanted to do the right thing for their community, but they still wanted to get into the stadium. You don't get in the stadium that much unless you're at a game or something or an event. So it was good. We was there for a different kind of relaxed setting. It was done well, really professionally. Thought it was really good there. I'm sure all the settings everywhere is professional. And hopefully the vaccination process moves along smoothly for the next couple months. Get everyone vaccinated and get this country opened up again. It's the greatest country in the world. But hey, Joey, I got a question for you.
Yes.
What does Mother's Day mean to you?
Mother's Day means to me spending time with family, especially my mom, especially my mom, and just my whole family. It doesn't just have to be the mothers in your life, your whole family.
Right, but what?
These days are really, you should be spending time with your family every day. But these days are to spend time with people who mean a lot to you.
What is your most cherished memory with your mom? What do you remember her mostly as a child? And you know what I'm saying? It's just, you only got one mom.
Yeah.
And you love her very much.
Yeah, I think just spending time with her.
What are the little quirks that you like that she normally has? You know what I'm saying?
She's funny. And, yeah, she's funny, and,
You're always bugging her to make you something to eat, right?
yes.
And you are?
As a kid, yes.
You're kind of spoiled.
And,
She
yeah,
kind of spoils
as a
you
kid.
still, right?
A little bit.
Yeah. She kind of spoils you, right?
Yeah.
It feels good though, right?
Yes.
Because you'll ask her something to eat, she'll go do it, and you can count on her to do that, and she takes care of your laundry, and
Yeah.
and you know, and she that's your mom. You know what I mean? You love her very much.
Yes.
My mom passed away in October, and Jim Larkin did a show dedicated to my mother on his show in October 2020. And he made me a CD. We listened to some of it this morning. And that was the most generous thing anyone could do for somebody. I love Jim Larkin so much for doing that. And it was unbelievable. And listening to it this morning, him and you, I wasn't there that day, but hearing you and interviewing you about my mom and was talking about my aunt's store that he knew my Aunt Gracie Dalton too. So it felt like Jim's part of our family in a way, you know. And he was the first one to put you on the air, technically.
Yeah.
Because you were hanging around after you thing, you were hanging around, and sometimes they put you on the air. So he was your first person to put you on the air.
Yeah.
You know, so in my opinion, other than everyone who brought you in, he was the first one to have faith in you, actually put you on the radio.
Yeah.
Okay, because he's been doing how many years? 40 years. He's a true professional.
Yeah.
So that was awesome listening to that. But my mother and my mother-in-law, Ellie. So for you, it'd be Nana, right?
Yes.
For Ellie. And Grammy for Mary, right?
Yes.
So start with Ellie. If it wasn't, first of all, she's looking at you in heaven having this show. It's just unbelievable. She's always been an AM listener. So she'd be listening, she'd be your biggest fan. She'd listen all the time. She'd be your #1 fan, Ellie. And she is. She's watching you from heaven. And she loved you so much, and she took so much care of you. You have spina bifida, you have leg braces, so I feel if it wasn't for her and the training she did, because I worked a lot, and Mama helped of course, but she was a big part of you being able to move around, don't you think?
Yes.
And so that's something. And she always made sure you were fed. She always made sure you were all set. She went to your Cub Scout meetings, right? Went to the pizza meetings.
The one Cub Scout meeting I had. I think I was only in Cub Scouts one time.
Oh, okay, but you went to it's the Soul Homestead thing.
Yes,
You did
that was the thing that I was in most.
Yeah, she went with you on that a lot, right?
Yeah.
And then there was the Pizza Mike night.
Yes.
She didn't miss that for the world, right?
Yeah.
You know, even when she was getting sick, she still tried. So, you know what I'm saying? That's my mother. My real mother, Mary.
Mm-hmm.
She was always happy to see you. I miss her very much, and I am blessed to have both Mary and Ellie as my mothers in my life. I couldn't ask for the better mothers. And mothers will always go out of their way for their children. All right, they'll have their child strapped to their side for years. You know what I mean? Because they just want to be held. You could be holding a 5-year-old, and and you'll have you'll be warped after that. As far as one side of the body would be bigger than the other after 5 years of carrying your little baby around, but you want to carry your little baby because that's the mother. That's the mother instincts in everybody. And if it wasn't for mothers, I wouldn't be who I am because of my mother and my mother-in-law, my two mothers. But, and same here. They shape you as people, your moms. They're the most important element of anybody's life is the mother. And I'm just proud. And listening to that show, the tape show from October, made me feel good. And it made me feel good that you were able to host a grandson. But and Ellie would be listening to you from heaven. She'd be a #1 fan. She really would. And so that's what I really got to say about that. And Joey, close it out because I don't want to take all your airtime up, buddy. Close it up on mother.
Mother's Day is extremely important.
Take it from the heart, dude. Don't script it.
Yeah,
you know
it's extremely important. Family is important. It really is. Spend as much time with your family as you can, because you don't know how long they're gonna be here. You as much time as you can, spend it with them. That is very important. Spending time with family is very important. Family is, like I said, very important. Very important. And Mother's Day, Father's Day, Grandparents' Day, every day. Not just on a Pacific day, every day. Spend time with your family. All right.
That's nice.
7:45 a.m. Currently.
We're right on the money for the commercials, huh?
Yes, we're going to take a quick commercial break. And when we come back, we're going to talk in length about another Today in History that actually happened on the same day as the Some Adventure Sunshine Skyway Bridge collapse on the other side of the country. So we're going to talk about that when we return here on Middleboro in Review. And not today in history. California. Oh, look that up in a minute. 150 enter.
Nicaragua Landscape Supply, located at
All right.
457 Wareham Street in Middleboro, Massachusetts, just off of Route 28 and 495, is the place to go for all your landscaping needs. They supply stone, mulch, firewood, loom, granite, and seashells. They also have certified playground wood chips. Call 508-947-5363 to order and schedule a delivery.
131 enter. There we go.
COVID-19 vaccines can be our chance.
152.
Back to our hands.
152. Okay.
You gotta play the
We miss.
pantry this tomorrow or this,
Back to
right?
each other.
Yes, that's coming up.
Yeah.
We're gonna talk about Norco, California. The Norco, California
Vaccines tested
um,
in rigorous clinical trials.
bank robbery.
Lots of diverse backgrounds.
Happened the
Where'd
same.
that come from?
It happened the same day.
19
It happened the same. It happened that afternoon.
No one got shot, right?
A couple
Yeah, I
people.
don't know. Let's skip that. It's kind of depressing. You know what I mean? It really is. It really is, dude. You know,
It's on my today in history. I don't know why I put it there,
Yeah,
but it's on there.
I wouldn't just say it into detail. I don't know. It's just.
I'm not. All right. I won't go into detail. The one I want to go into detail with is the one I really want to go into detail with is the World War II one.
Alright. Well, that was yesterday, right?
Yeah, but we can go into detail anyway. I put it on the today in history. I was like,
Sacred Heart Church
I'm gonna put it on there.
Well, do what you want. It's your
'Cause,
show, but I mean, I'm just saying. It's just,
The one I wanted to do it because
of operations is in the lower level.
it was like it's one of the largest pursuits
across the street from Sacred
in California history. It's
oh, really?
kind of important.
Alright, talk about it then.
Yeah, I'm gonna talk about it. It's kind of important.
I don't know nothing about it, so I can't really.
I know.
Only about 2 cents.
Let me do it
Alright,
because
I will.
let me do it because I want to do it, and I had already opened it up to do it anyway.
Okay, that's fine.
So I'm gonna do it.
assistance, agency referrals, clothing and
All right.
furniture vouchers, and temporary lodging. For more information, go to svdbmiddleboro.org. May the good Lord bless you and keep you safe.
Okay, we have all right. 3, 2, 0. Enter. Did I miss any? No, I didn't. Okay, I just wanted to make sure I didn't miss any commercials. Okay. Today in history, and then there's a couple birthdays we can go into detail on, important ones. And we are back here on Middleboro in Review. Today is May 9th, 1980. Two big events happened. May 9th, 1980. Two big events happened. And on separate sides of the country. The Subadventure disaster happened in Florida, and there was also the Norco Security Pacific Bank shootout as well. That happened. 5 masked gunmen held up a Security Pacific Bank, leading to a violent shootout and one of the largest pursuits in California history. 2 of the gunmen and 1 police officer were killed, and 33 police and civilian vehicles were destroyed in the chase. So important and sad day in California history as well. One of the largest pursuits in California history happened on May 9th, 1980, the same day as the Subadventure disaster in the east coast of the United States, and this happened on the west coast of the United States. And the other one we want to mention, yesterday was VE Day, but wasn't fully the end because May 9th, 1945, the final German instrument of surrender is signed at Soviet headquarters. There was still some small Luftwaffe missions that were also going on the 9th as well. You want to hear more about that, go on YouTube, and there is this channel on YouTube that does a lot of interesting topics about World War II. Mark Felton Productions. He does a lot of great topics about World War II, and he talks about on May 9th that there were still some Luftwaffe missions that were going on, mostly rescue missions, and there's a lot of great information about that. So,
well, they were jockeying for position the last couple of days of the war because they wanted to. A lot of the German soldiers wanted to surrender to the U.S. forces and not the Soviet forces for obvious reasons.
yeah.
So the last few days of the war was mostly that. They were just trying to, and I think a lot of the high-profile Nazis were trying to get out of town because they were facing they probably would have been tried and executed most likely for war crimes. A lot of them made their way to Argentina or wherever, and some made it to the United States. But that was the case on that. But there was a lot of jockeying positions, jockeying for better positions, and a lot of looting too, stealing and looting of monies and jewelry and art.
Yes.
So
Yeah.
I watched a movie. It was called The Train, and it was about this German officer who, I'm not sure if it was fiction. I think it was real, maybe, but I'm not 100% sure. But it was this German, Burt Lancaster was an older movie. I think it was in the 50s. And this German officer went to an art gallery and cleaned them out. They were right at the end of the occupation of Paris. The Allies were on their way, and they wanted to bring all that artwork to Germany. And it showed about the French resistance delaying the train, the railroad guys, the railroad men, and how they saved the art. And a lot of people, a lot of them were found and they were killed on the spot. They were executed on the spot for treason, because that's what they did. The Germans, if they suspected you of treason, they'll just march you out to the back, or take you out of the room and just kill you, firing squad. That's it. No trial, done. And it was a great movie, and the ending was different. So it was good. It's called The Train with Burt Lancaster. I watched it on YouTube.
I'm trying to remember. There was a movie, and it was about the art. It was about the art side of World War II, the stolen patents and everything.
Right.
And I'm trying to remember who was in it. John Goodman was in it. I don't remember the name of the movie right now.
Right.
It escapes me. John Goodman was in it, and there was some other ones that were in it as well. But there's been some great World War II movies. Hacksaw Ridge with Andrew Garfield playing the lead role of Desmond Doss. Desmond Doss was a medic in World War II during the Battle of Okinawa and saved 75 lives. And that was a great film.
A lot of the nonfiction stories are really good movies. The history of it.
Yeah. Yes, and even not even outside of World War II, there's been a lot of great military type movies as well. American Sniper was one of them. Clint Eastwood directed it. And with Hacksaw Ridge, Mel Gibson directed it. So there's been a lot of great movies directed by some pretty talented people. So, yeah, World War II is a very interesting topic to look into, to learn more about. And well, like I said, one of the YouTube channels everyone should go check out is Mark Felton Productions, because he had a lot of great topics.
Oh yeah, and been at it for a while. And does he do anything besides World War II? Does he do?
Yes,
Does
he.
he do Korea or?
I don't know if he does Korea, but he did a couple of different things. He did a video on Grenada.
No, he did.
I believe so. Yes.
Okay, right.
And
I'm sure
some
he's
other
probably
ones.
working on newer stuff too, because he really dissected World War II. I think he mostly the European theater. Not much. I mean, he's done some Japanese, right? But the most I've seen is mostly European theater. Correct?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. Real quick. Red Sox picked up a victory yesterday, 11-6. They face the Orioles. Sorry, not the Reds. I don't even know if they faced the Reds this year. I'm going down here, going down. No, I don't believe they do. That's one of the teams that it's really rare that they face the Reds. The Orioles, they face this afternoon at 1:05. Bruins, they take on, or they did take on the Rangers, and they take on the Islanders tomorrow. They lost the Rangers 5-4. Celtics take on the Heat today at 1. That is a marquee game, a matinee, as they call it. Durfee baseball lost to Middleboro in extra innings, and the score there. Give me 1 second here. 3-2. And softball won their game against Bridgewater Raynham. Okay, we have birthdays to talk about. First birthday we have is John Brown, born in 1800. He's the American activist who he is a very interesting person. I would suggest everyone go and read about him. He's a very interesting person. Very important figure in the Civil War era. Very important figure in the Civil War era of American history. 1914. Hank Snow, American country music singer, songwriter, and guitarist, born on this day in 1914. John Ashcroft, born on this day in 1942. He's a lawyer, politician. He was the 79th United States Attorney General. And I'm going to ask Don a little trivia question. I don't really know this myself. I got to look it up. But who was he Attorney General under, Don?
George W. Bush.
I'm going to look that up.
No, it's George W. You don't have to look anything.
Is it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Don't have to look anything down. George W. Bush.
Okay.
I think he was.
It's George W. Bush.
I think he was his first Attorney General, and then I think he had two of them. I think in his presidency.
He was the 79th one.
Right.
And so that would mean
I think he might.
if there was,
I think George W. Bush might have 3.
I don't know how many Barack Obama had. So that would.
I think he only had one. The one.
Yes, I think Donald Trump had 2. So there's been 84, somewhere around there. That
Right,
number, 84,
right.
85
Right.
Attorney Generals. 1949.
Technically, Donald Trump had more than 2 because he had some acting ones too. So I mean,
Okay.
I'm sure everyone could go on Wikipedia and check that out. I mean,
Yeah.
On Google for that, and I think we might be up to 85 or 86 now.
All right, final one. Music Man. Oh, well, not Music Man. Piano Man. Billy Joel. 1949. Born on this day, May 9th. Singer, songwriter, and pianist. He was also in a little known thing that a lot of people don't know. He was in a rock and roll band before he started playing the piano. I don't have the rock and roll band in front of me, but before he did all the piano stuff, he was in a rock and roll band, which is very interesting. I didn't know until last year. So Very interesting thing. All right, 8 o'clock. We are out of time, so we will be back next week, May the 16th, 2021.
Happy Mother's Day.
Happy
To
Mother's
all the
Day,
mothers out there.
Bye-bye, everyone. Good show. Good show. All right. See you, everybody.